Sunny James, followed by David Armitage. Mr. James. All right, did you want to take a seat, Mr. James? The clock is now running. So if you could put your microphone on, we can't hear you.
I was speaking loud enough, I hope. But on your Twitter account this morning, you said, drill don't dither. I believe that was the quote on the radio this morning. Well, you've heard of drill, baby, drill? Yeah, well, they do that, and now in Yellowstone County, United States, the river is covered with oil. It's really healthy for people. But it's kind of important we don't plan to fail, we fail to plan. And as this fine gentleman that just spoke before us, he didn't mention the $2.1 billion, but that is kind of the figure we're speaking of. And that's kind of a big chunk of money. That's like 2 bridges going over to Prince Edward Island. You know, remember that only cost $1 billion each, so there's 2 of those bridges. You might be able to equate those figures. I got 100% on my final math exam, so that's kind of, I got a little bit of knowledge there. But I'm sure with the engineering work that has been done in the last few weeks, I guess it has been. I just arrived back in Ottawa, and learning of these events, the engineering, I'm sure Colonel Bai, who made this city possible, would be very impressed with the engineering miracles that have happened recently. Changing from 12 feet down to 12 stories down to only 4 stories down. That's a nice change, and it costs a little bit of money to figure that out, I think. I think you better plan it rather than have the cost duplicate and multiply to a level that is not affordable. And I was wondering if any of those engineering feats that were costed into this, was any of the costing considered the cost of lawsuits from people that are killed by transit systems, which has happened in Toronto. About 12 people have died in the last 3 months. The transit system now, and the caption here, it says, the TTC's next bright idea, and they're going back to the Zeppelins, of course. I proposed to the TTC, as well as to, did you get my note, Mayor, Mr. Mayor, your Worship Mayor, last Friday? Pardon me? Well, my note to the Mayor was, Dear Mr. Mayor, I propose using solar to power a monorail like Expo 67 for our capital. Monorails go above ground. They don't, as they did at Expo, which I was very excited about at that time as a young boy. And it was very effective. It made a city world class. You might recall that phrase being used. And that's what I envisioned as a world class city, using monorails in our capital as well as in Toronto. It does not kill people. It eliminates lawsuits from the death of people, which I don't think were considered in the proposal as far as monetarily concerned, as well as it eliminates the need for snow removal, and we can go above ground, as this fine gentleman just mentioned earlier, as with speaking with the gentleman from the University of Ottawa. The above space is much more economical than dig, baby, dig. We can save billions of dollars going up rather than going down, and solar powering it, we can get the energy we get from the sun can power this entire planet for 1 year in 1 hour. So we could save the cost. You're saying 2.3% increase over the next number of years for increased cost for diesel. How is this system running on? Is it diesel or whatever the cost? It's going to go up, and it's continuing to go up. We're not going to be able to fly in strawberries from California to Canada at the cost of gas at $12 per gallon. Those prices are guaranteed to go up, and we're obviously not taking those costs into consideration in this budget. And I think that we really should look at the future, take that energy from the sun, which is free every day. Please don't tell Mr. Harper, Mr. Flaherty, they might start taxing us on it, but it's free every day, and we got to use that valuable resource to our benefit. And it's very, very healthy as well. Our healthcare costs would come down dramatically. It only kills, I think it's 5,000 people a year are killed by cancer in this city.
You got 30 seconds to wrap up.
Thank you very much. Yes, even Mr. Harper was in the hospital. He had his first day in office here in town in Ottawa. Not many people know that, but he drank the water from the Ottawa River, which is fed by the nuclear power plants in the Chalk River, of course, folks. So please wake up, Canada. Let's get a healthy system and use the sun. Oh, and thank you for your dream statement in today's paper, Your Worship. We do have dreams in mind is to solar energize this planet, and we can start here.
Thank
The
you very
capital and
much.
save a lot of money
Appreciate
and a
it.
lot of healthcare costs.
Next is David Armitage.